We're taking it to the streets tonight. Streetwear, that is. It's an all-new episode of Project Runway, Season 17, Episode 5, and we're going to get into all of that right after this.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
What is up, AfterBuzz? We're back, and look who's back. It's Bianca!
Yay!
And you guys know my friend Simone Thomas.
Hi, guys.
And hopefully you know by me. Can I talk? I guess I can't talk. Hopefully you know me by now. I'm Jessica O'Connor, and we're back. Yes.
It's nice to be back.
Mm-hmm.
We're
Nice
happy to
you
have
back.
you, girlfriend.
I missed you.
It has been a really cool episode. I'm a big fan. I'm glad we're back in the workroom. We're out of the woods. We're back to basics, and it was a really cool episode, I thought, because we got into streetwear. So we opened up with Karlie Kloss introducing Mr. Dapper Dan. And if you guys don't know Dapper Dan, his real name is Daniel Day, but he is a 90s designer that revolutionized high fashion hip hop. So basically, he is the founding father of streetwear.
Yeah, luxury streetwear.
Right.
Yeah, we're talking like some of the most high profile celebrities in the game, Jay-Z, Beyonce, LL Cool J. And he kind of started this thing called logo mania, which we see everywhere now, which is just obviously logo meaning dollar sign. So how do you guys feel about that? Are you guys willing to pay big money for a logo?
I am not.
No.
Same. I don't got logo money.
I just don't like it to be all over the place. Although I like the mania of the logo. I like what he started. I like what he literally revolutionized. So I like that. Not for me.
I'm with you because I mean I don't mind the logo as long as it's subtle and not overpowering.
Yeah.
But if it's just like everywhere, it's loud.
Yes.
For me, logos have a time and a place. I think a
Yeah.
logo can work on a bag, like if it's a clip.
Right.
Right.
That's
Or a
fine.
belt clip.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they have their moments, but I agree. I think too many logos can be a little tacky.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's a fine line. You gotta play it safely.
But for this and the challenge, like it
Works.
being streetwear, and like I thought of automatically like music videos. So for that, I love it.
And it-
just not for me.
And it works for like New York because
Yeah.
like he's from Harlem.
Yes.
And I think New York is kind of the hub of where it
For
started.
sure.
And like that works for that culture and that scene. So
Yes.
it totally makes sense.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. And this was a really challenging runway because it was a one-day runway,
Yeah.
no trip to Mood. They were working with these really high-end materials, and they kind of had to define streetwear. So my question for you guys is,
I'm, like,
what is
laughing
streetwear to you? Who comes to mind for streetwear? Like streetwear, like word association. Go.
Honestly, Puff.
Puff.
He did.
For you?
For sure.
I immediately thought of Cardi B, just like for a
good.
newer age person. Yeah.
Good one.
My
Both
mind
from
goes
New York.
to Supreme and the Hundreds.
Okay.
Nice.
Those are, I don't know, those brands were really big when I was in high school. People were very into that. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
Is streetwear active in
so
your
even
lives?
with that, so for me it would be Sean John. So I thought of him because it was
There you go.
thought of
Fat
Baby Fat.
Farms.
Yeah,
Yes.
Baby Fat.
I had a pair of
You
Fat
know,
Farms.
Yes. Yes.
All of this nostalgic brands that are kind of like coming back
Yeah.
because we're just so
I mean,
rebooting
I could
everything.
actually take y'all way back to like cross colors and things, but
I've never
I'm not
heard of
gonna-
that.
Yeah, I know. It's okay.
No, we have older viewers. Let them know.
No, I felt weird
Let
for not
them
knowing,
know.
but
No, you shouldn't know. It's okay. I'll be your auntie for a little bit.
okay.
We need an auntie on this show. Everyone was saying we're too millennial, so guess what, guys?
Hey. So yeah, I thought Sean John,
Yeah.
John, Puff. Yeah, for sure.
Definitely no G.
Well, this was a challenge, especially for the younger guys like Jamal. You know, I thought going into this challenge, he is going to crush this. This is his challenge. And he, right off the bat, was like, I want an Elizabethan take on streetwear. And I liked that at first.
Okay,
because
okay.
he said, I want to associate the Black community with abundance and wealth. And I was like, I love that.
Okay.
But
okay.
I don't know if being young put him at an advantage because he's more familiar with street style, or not?
I just don't think he put it together effectively. Like, the concept was great, just the way he juxtaposed it did not come together, because when he said, I want to put black people in places of power, I was like, that's beautiful, because it made me think of,
I loved it,
Beyonce. I don't know if you guys have seen her video of like the Louvre, and it's just like kind of like reversing it, like black people can be in artistic places like this. And I'm like, if you're going for that, this is great.
Yes.
And then he
didn't bring it to the street, he brought it to the tea party.
Yes. it just went left really fast.
It went so left, and you know, I really thought he was gonna own it, but for me, somebody who I thought really owned it was Bishme, and we got to know Bishme. We have not gotten to know Bishme yet, and he's kind of been lurking in the shadows, but he revealed that, you know, he was from a neighborhood where people were incarcerated, killed, joining gangs, and he found his safe place in fashion. He got his first client at 14 years old.
I love that picture
with money, like a paid client at 14 years old. But how hard do you think it would be for a man of color from a really tough neighborhood to openly, from a very young age, say, I'm a fashion designer, I'm pursuing fashion, this is who I am?
That's why I actually really loved that we got to see more of him, because we saw his fight, we saw his struggle. And that's why I actually really love this show, because it's more than just about the clothes. It's
about their stories.
Their stories come out in their art. And for me, it would be, I'm sure it was a struggle. He shared his struggle, and it comes through in his art. I love it.
And first off, I just want to say shout out to Maryland. I'm not from Baltimore, but I'm from PG County, so it was nice. Yes. Any of you guys watching at home, I don't know if you are, but I love that. But also, when he mentioned that a lot of times when people get success, they tend to forget it. And he still wants to pay homage to where he came from. And it also made me think of, like, rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. We're obviously not talking about him, but how
today I thought of the same thing.
Yeah, how he continued to give back to his community, and to like credit the people that he had a store, credit the people who helped raise him, and Bishme was also doing that. So that was beautiful.
He was the only person too that made that neighborhood tie. And that, you're right, that's so essential to streetwear. It's so about, and Dapper Dan said that himself. He's like, incorporate where you're from. Own it, you know? So, yeah. But we have to talk about Rakan, too.
Yeah.
He said that he was inspired by the streetwear farmers in Syria.
Yeah.
Was anybody aware that those existed?
I don't think anybody was aware. But you know what? Honestly, that's the one thing. It didn't even read that he was trying the challenge. No. It read like cop out. You know,
it was
I
like,
mean?
this is who I am, this is what I'm gonna do by.
He just made up a story that kind of was like streetwear, but I'm like, no, that's not the challenge. I think that's a cop out. But so streetwear, vegetable, women that sold vegetables.
I've never been to Syria. I don't know. Maybe that is the case.
Yeah.
However,
it just, I mean, obviously he could have like looked things up online, because I get it, if you're not from America, it's hard to pull that information and do it organically. But he could have, I mean, I'm sure they have access to the internet, right?
And I don't know, I feel like our culture is streetwear, I don't know, if I feel that you can't get away from seeing
it's everywhere. It's in pop culture.
It's pop culture, you know?
Absolutely.
So that's kind of hard to escape from that.
Yeah, he tried.
I don't know what he was thinking.
Well, yeah, we got to get into that, because our boy Christian, he always tries to knock some sense into these people, say, what are you thinking? And he always tends to advise people that end up in the bottom. Isn't that weird how that works?
He's clairvoyant.
He specifically looked at our boy Jamal and said, don't do this.
Yeah.
Don't do it. He said, bad choice in fabric. You look like you're going to a tea party. And he said something that really stuck out to me. He said, it's not a good look if you have to explain it. And that's just such sage wisdom, such a good one-liner that'll just should have burned into his head.
And I feel like they should, you know, for Christian, he's not just kind of coming in beating the
Exactly. He's been there.
He's been there. He's giving sound advice. He wants them to put their best foot.
Not even critiques, it's advice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's just like, don't do it.
And he was so stubborn about it. That was the thing. But he, as we could see, he slowly realized Christian was right.
Yes.
As you should have listened.
But here's the thing: it's a 12-hour challenge. Once you commit, he can't really.
Go with it.
Mm-hmm.
He could have maybe added to the design, but as soon as he chose that,
the pattern was pretty. I will say that
it was kind of game over.
It was really pretty.
I liked the middle where he tried to make it look like a bomber, where he tried to incorporate it, but I was not crazy about the Tea Party material.
Nobody on the street is wearing that.
No,
I wouldn't. Would you guys wear that?
No. That's like grandma's tablecloth.
Exactly.
That's what I saw.
Very grandma-ish.
Right?
Yeah.
They got
Tea party.
They got to stop with this grandma
Tea party
nonsense.
at your grandma's house.
Everyone's invited. You guys want to come because Jamal's going. But another thing that made this a little more exciting is the fact that it was a flash sale challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys are new and you don't know what a flash sale challenge is, it's this brand new thing that they're doing this season. It's incorporating Instagram. It's incorporating a little capitalism. It gives the contestants an opportunity to cash out. So even if they aren't chosen as the top look of the week, they may win the Instagram poll. So they put up a bunch of pictures on Instagram, and then us viewers at home get to pick the winner. How do you guys feel about this?
I love it.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love it. I love any time that you can have interaction with the audience. We love that. We love that here. So for the show and Bravo, it's a win-win. I love it.
It's good promotion for Bravo. It's good promotion for the designers.
Yeah.
Because we don't just get to see pretty pieces on TV. We actually get to buy them and wear them if we want to. And this challenge was perfect because it's actually wearable. It's not just avant-garde that you
Well, somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. But it's not just avant-garde pieces that you would never walk a day in.
Yeah.
It's all about that engagement.
Yeah.
Engagement.
It's all about the creative marketing, Instagram,
Yep.
fa la 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 la. But yeah, so that was cool.
Yeah,
and
I love it.
they
I
went
think they
around,
should do more of it.
got
They
to take some
should.
artsy. I wish
love
every
that.
week kind of had a
It
flash
should
sale
be
challenge.
that way, yeah.
And it kind of just makes it a little more competitive, you know, because it
if you're
goes.
listening.
Yeah, bravo.
It's not a
It
bad
kinda
idea.
goes beyond.
It helps
Yeah.
both of us. It helps the audience.
Who's
'cause we get
losing
cute
by the flash
pieces.
challenge?
They get money.
No one.
Everyone's happy.
Come on, bravo. But all right, let's get back to the workroom. So, day's winding down, the hours are dwindling, and Rakan and Jamal, who, where did they end up? Just gonna say that. Just gonna hint at that. They
Should have listened to Christian.
they were found caught red-handed, laid back.
That was so funny.
eating dinner.
yeah.
And Christian walks in and he says, "I don't eat for 3 days when I'm making a collection."
That was the best. That was fun.
But how do you guys feel? Because I need food to function. I get hangry
Yeah.
and you do not want to be around me. You don't.
Listen.
I guess everyone's like reaction to anxiety is very different. Like there are the Christians who like when I get nervous and I'm stressed, I don't eat. But then there are other people who stress eat, so I totally get it. And they've been slaving away for hours. Give the dude a break. But Rakan was too sassy. He was rude. He's like, "Well, I can tell you're so like." When he said he doesn't eat for 3 days, well, he said something like, "That's obvious," and I'm like, "Okay."
He is a little Christian.
Halt.
He's a little slim.
Yeah.
Bottoms.
How do you guys feel about that, though? Yeah,
was rude.
it's almost the same
That
as
was
saying
rude.
you're too fat.
Exactly. He was
yeah,
body
yeah.
shaming him.
I feel like
true.
in any way, just don't comment unless you're saying you look
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
you look
Thank you.
great. Otherwise, I just don't think it's necessary.
Yeah, but what is necessary is for me to feed the tank. Like I have to.
Yeah.
Personally,
energy.
I need a little energy.
Me too.
So
Some almonds.
I'd be there.
I need
Yeah.
something.
Protein.
Keep me alive.
Yeah. So I'd have been at the table too, getting a little munch on. But
Yeah.
yeah, they were chilling.
I don't blame them.
I think that's kind of part of what made it so intense this week because you could just
One
tell
day.
it was that
Yeah.
chaotic,
Yeah.
like stress,
lot.
energy, and everyone was kind of going a little crazy. And we saw COVID crack under the pressure,
So sad.
and he was consoled by Jamal. And like, how do you feel about the little bromance moment they had?
It was genuine, but I think at the end of the day, I don't know. At that moment, because he's sensitive, which is fine.
Yes.
Sensitive is one thing. Not having the thick skin is another thing. Like it's always going to be pressure. That situation is always you're always gonna have clients. You're always gonna have a timing. You're never gonna have. So I was just at that moment, I was thinking, I don't know if he's ready, you know, even though I love him and he's so talented. At that moment, I was thinking, I don't know if he's
the place for you.
ready.
Yeah.
Not his talent, but like him.
Right. I think you can be very talented as a designer, but not everyone's like built for a show like this. That doesn't like discredit your talents at all. And like you said, it's just maybe not the best environment for him.
And that's something you don't know until you get there.
Yeah, how is he supposed to predict that?
People say that on reality, especially the competition shows, all the time. They said, I thought I would do so much better. That's all you ever hear.
It looks easier when you're just watching it. But when you're in the thick of it, completely different scenario.
Tough.
Yeah.
It's not that easy.
And you don't know until there's a million cameras on you and you're not eating for 12 hours and you're surrounded by 15 other people who are just
Really
as good as you
good.
are, if not better.
Exactly. And that's going to get to you. And then he, like, Awful, I didn't know him and Awful were so close. And he had a really hard time with that.
Yep.
I appreciated that he actually cares about the people around him. It's not just, oh, I want to win. I don't care about anyone around me. Like,
And not everybody on the show is like that.
exactly. So
He's
he has
just
a
a
heart.
gentle soul.
He's so sweet. So I felt for him this episode.
He lost his buddy.
You know,
Lost his buddy.
poor thing.
But Jamal really steps up to the plate, and it's funny because he wasn't even really in the position to be consoling somebody. He had his own stuff to
deal
worry
with.
about.
It kind of becomes this family, though. You get that
They get
already,
close.
too. Yeah.
When you're
they get
hanging
really
around
close.
each other all the time like that, even though you're competing, which I always think is very interesting. I like that, though.
So do I.
A line that really stuck to me was somebody said, you have to be silly sometimes or you're going to lose it.
Yes, I think it was Sonia.
I think I live by that. I think that's how I get through. Even just in normal life, you have to let it go.
What's
gotta let it go.
What's the comment or the phrase, like, the best medicine is
Laughter is the best medicine.
Yeah. Yeah, or else you're going to drive yourself crazy.
It's
Choose to
so
be happy
easy to get caught up in life, just
Yeah.
life in general.
Just gotta let it
And
off.
your
Let it
art,
loose.
especially, I'm sure that's something we can all relate to. Like, art is stressful.
Yeah.
Especially
or just
your
a passion
own
in
art.
general.
Yeah.
Whatever you're passionate about, it's going to take work and a lot of grinding and hustling, and that comes with so much stress.
And they're in a pressure cooker.
Yeah, 12
know?
hours or
Yeah.
however long,
Yeah.
24,
Yeah,
I don't know.
12
Away
Yeah.
from their
12,
families,
whatever.
all of that.
A
It
one-day
adds up.
challenge. But yeah, 12
one-day
hours in the
challenge.
workroom. Yeah.
Stressful.
So you got to be silly sometimes. You just got to let it
it out.
go. Let it go. We're going to have a little message from our girl Simone Thomas
Yes.
to our lovely fans.
Hi guys, so before we move on to the very next topic, we just want to say thank you so much for making us the ESPN of TV talk, but in order for us to grow, we're going to need your help. If you're watching us on YouTube, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe, and then if you're listening to us on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating, and of course on both platforms, comment. We really appreciate all of your support, and AfterBuzz has meant so much for all of us. It's been formative. So tell your friends to watch us, and let's just keep enjoying all of our great content.
Content.
Yes.
Content. Let's keep it up. All right. So let's go to the runway, right?
Yeah.
Let's go to the
I was
runway.
excited.
We have a very special guest judge this week, Miss Brandis Daniel. And for you guys who don't know who Miss Brandis Daniel is, she founded Harlem's Fashion Row, and she was personally recommended by Dapper Dan. So bragging rights.
Yeah, she's legit.
Too legit to quit.
quit.
Yes.
Bum, bum. We have to like throw in the
like to
street
see some
music
hammer
before.
pants in there.
I wish there should have been like
Yeah.
street music going down the runway. I thought that would have been cool.
Yeah, me too.
Like
We've
I
added.
know like at Kanye shows he always plays like his cool music. Like
Yeah.
I think some like live hip hop production
Maybe even a
would have
DJ.
leveled up.
Ooh, a
Yeah,
DJ.
even a DJ would have been great.
That'd have been fun.
An open format DJ like hip hop. Come on, Bravo. We have some recommendations. You gotta do more flash sale challenges,
And now we want to
and
music.
we want a DJ. Yeah, honestly, that I can't even imagine actually the energy live going down the runway because there's
Is there music?
Is
There
there-
is music.
there's
though, when
background music, but I think it's in post production. I don't know if they have any live music.
I wonder.
I'm sure they could get
That's a good
like
question.
copyright cleared and whatnot to
We'll
play
have to
someone
tweet
else's
at
music.
Bravo and figure that one out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Those models are so good when they walk down.
yeah,
so,
wouldn't that be
I don't
hard
know.
with no beat? Just like, I really
They're
want to know
pros.
now.
They're
Yeah.
pros.
Making
All
noise.
right, so before we get into the judges' top and bottom look
Right.
of the week, I want to know your top and bottom, your top and bottom, my top and bottom. So
Okay.
you go first.
My top was, you know what? My top was Bishme.
Okay.
Loved. I don't know if it was just that electric blue. I loved that he incorporated the logos.
Yes.
Where he was from in the back. I loved him. Bottom was funniest line though. It's so Aladdin. Hilarious. I wrote that down. My bottom was
Sebastian, the Aladdin. That was Aladdin, right?
Yeah. I love that. That was so funny. Probably Recon.
Recon, yeah.
Recon, yeah. He was my bottom. What about you?
How about you, Simone?
So mine was Garo. I love Bishme, but I thought if I could have chosen, that would have won for me. Just the cinched waist. And you know what? When I saw the cinched waist, I'm like, that's what Jamal was going for. Because like Elizabethan vibes, they had like corsets. That was very popular during that era. And had he just had that connection like Garo did, it would have worked.
Yeah.
The I think that was like tweed material. Like it was just beautiful, beautifully crafted.
Just worked.
Loved it so much. And then the bottom for me was just COVID's. Nothing. It didn't. It looked like he just got stuff from like a retail store. Like it didn't look
like
high end.
Kohl's. Like
yeah, exactly.
no shade to Kohl's.
No shade at all. But like this was supposed to be like streetwear meets luxe.
Yeah.
And it was just not like Nina said, very suburban. So he didn't hit the mark for me.
My top was Bishme as well. I was very like Beyonce homecoming vibes, which I'm very excited for. Is it on Netflix yet? Let's
Next week.
off topic,
week.
but
And
shameless
Coachella
plug.
is coming. So 1 year Coachella since she blew her mind.
Wow, she could just take me to another place. I just got lost in
we
the.
love you, Beyonce.
I got lost in the Beyonce sauce there for a second, but so yeah, Bishme for sure, top look. And my bottom was Jamal.
Yeah.
And that makes me sad because I love him and I was so rooting for him this week. I felt like this was his moment.
Yep.
But he gave me lizard neck.
It
was not Elizabethan. It was like lizard when it's scared.
everything but that.
It just
Lizard neck.
it didn't work. It did not work. I'm sorry.
That just sounds bad. Lizard neck. I'm like, that can't be something good.
You don't want to ever serve lizard neck. You just don't.
No.
It's really that simple. But let's get into the judges' top and bottom looks. We're going to give you all some pictures,
Yes, the
some
top look.
lovely photos. The judges' top look.
Oh, that's the bottom.
That's the bottom, but we can talk about the bottom
let's just
look.
go with,
That's
never mind.
Oh,
Here we go.
there we
Yes,
go. Top
yes,
look. Look at those
yes.
shoulders. My favorite, though, was the
Yes.
shoes, the pop of color.
Ooh, yes.
That, to me, is what really made it stand out. I loved the embellished logo on the front. I loved how he incorporated his neighborhood. The earrings, even just the styling, I thought was on point.
I think like you said, the electric blue was what got me, because streetwear is supposed to be really fun and out there, and this is a color that you will not be missed in at all. And he totally
stood out.
Came through with that.
Yeah, for sure. But I can see that in a music video, and I can see that on the streets. I can see
Both.
it. It's perfect.
Good job.
Yay.
Good job, Bishme. So let's go to the bottom look. Ooh.
And here's the funny
man.
thing about this, though. Like, don't put this story on it as if. I mean, yes, it's a cool story, like the Latin community, the Black community, the Asian community. But I don't
didn't
buy
see
that
any
story.
of that.
I don't even see
I
that.
see
There's
like
no-
maybe a little African in the top.
I
A little.
No, I don't know. That just looks like
No?
a striped shirt to me.
Yeah,
It's
and then he
not
said
even.
that
It just in the color
vest
palette,
with the
not in the
Latin
design,
portion.
no?
Okay.
I see a little African color palette, maybe. I think it would have been so much better if the vest had sleeves. Some big oversized sleeves that like fanned out. I think that would have elevated the look a lot. And instead of like a gaucho, maybe like a jogger pant.
Ooh.
Yeah,
you
right.
know what? No one did that.
And I'm shocked because
Yeah, no one
joggers
did
are
that.
streetwear.
Yeah, I would have liked to see that too.
I think everyone was trying to go really feminine, and I don't know why.
I would have
Because
liked to see
streetwear is
that.
like menswear is also in.
Yeah.
And being tomboyish can be sexy.
I wear
a lot of
I wear
times.
joggers every day. I wore joggers
I would
today.
have liked to see that. Good one.
Thanks.
Good one.
Thanks, guys. But let's should we dive into some news and gossip?
Yes. Alrighty, guys.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So our lovely judge on Project Runway, Brandon Maxwell, was on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen.
Love.
And he was just there talking about the people he styled. He styled Michelle Obama. He styled the Duchess of Sussex. Meghan Markle. And then, of course, Queen Lady Gaga.
You can't really go up from there.
Yeah.
That's peak.
Like,
That is peak of the world.
He's tapped into all of the major players. And he said that his favorite thing that he's ever created was actually for Lady Gaga, which you can see right now at the Oscars this year when she wore this beautiful
I loved that.
black
I did
piece.
not know that was Brandon
Yeah,
Maxwell.
that's by him.
Neither did
And
I.
by the way, all of her award looks this past season were beautiful, including this one. So when I found out that he designed this, I was like, kudos to you, Brandon. 'cause-
This is
Yeah, I
cool.
didn't
I'm really
know.
glad you brought this in.
Yeah.
I did not know this.
Yeah.
And that look stood out to me
Look
on the
at
Oscar
that.
carpet as well.
Yeah, she was probably one of my favorite looks too. She just
Look
looked
at that.
amazing.
She looked so classy and
very
timeless.
classy. Exactly.
And
That's a dress you could still wear.
correct me if I'm wrong. I
Yes.
believe the
Yeah.
necklace too was once Audrey Hepburn's.
Yes.
The
And
necklace was
she
a big draw.
looks very Audrey Hepburn. And
With the hair too.
yeah. It's all
The
about
whole
the
look.
styling now
Yeah.
too. Styling is key. As amazing as that dress is, I think really it was the jewelry and the hair and the makeup that brought
Yep.
it all together.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's what he was doing, just promoting the show and telling us all about his amazing talents and projects that he's worked on. So, shout out to you, Brandon.
Shout out Brandon. What a star. Yeah.
Love him.
All right, so guys, we gotta dive into the caption, please. Are we gonna get our?
I know. There's a noise.
Where's our photo? Oh! We can't start without our
I want to dance to this
flash
now.
and lights. That's our cue. All right, guys. So we're gonna dive into
love that
Mr. Well, first of all, I've been
favorite.
calling it Garo Sparrow all season, but I heard him pronounce it
Oh.
Garo Sparrow.
Oh.
Did you hear that?
Yeah. Which
So
one is it?
I've been saying Garo Sparrow. Apparently, it's Garo Sparrow. I kind of
Garo
like that better, like Sparrow.
Tomato,
Whatever.
tomato.
So this is Garo Sparrow's look, and it did not win, but it was in the top.
Yes.
And so if we were running Garo Sparrow's Instagram account, what would you caption this picture? Simone first.
I would say kicking the streets with my style because she has like her leg kicked up. And if you're going to go out on the streets, you got to show people what they're prepared for. And she's totally going to knock people out with this look. I loved it.
Yeah, I had a similar thought. I was gonna say step into the club like,
I like it. Yeah.
because she's like ready to
take it,
freaking
yes.
go.
Maybe I'd say since it was Dapper Dan and he styled for LL Cool J, Mama said knock you out.
Ooh, yes.
Mama said knock you out. I'm gonna knock you out.
That's what I'm gonna go for.
I
like that
love that.
one.
That was great. All right.
It's really good.
It's about that time in the episode where we look ahead to next week.
Yeah.
Give me some AfterBuzz predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV prediction.
I sound just like the guy, don't I?
Yeah.
I've been
Spot
working on
on.
that. All right. You go first.
My prediction, you know who I am still so in love with is Hester. You are my sunshine.
You like
Hester
her.
Sunshine. I love
She's warming up to
Hester.
me.
I love her.
At first, I was a little iffy because she was a bit aggressive. But
Yeah.
I've
She's
warmed
out
up to
there.
her.
Yeah, I feel like she's a very polarizing character.
Yes.
Cast member. You either love her or you hate her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and my prediction though is there might be a little tension between her and shoot, is it Renee? No. I do love Renee. That's not Renee.
Tessa, maybe?
I'm just thinking a little tension. I'm thinking she is gonna have a little tension with another castmate, with a fellow designer.
Yeah.
I think it's coming.
I wouldn't be surprised by that because she's
Yeah.
not afraid to hide her opinions.
No, she's not. I love her.
Yeah. I'm warming up to her. I think for me, I don't know if it's a prediction per se, but it's kind of like a request. I would like to see more of Sonia, like within these past two episodes.
Me too.
I kind of forget about
You
her
forget she's
sometimes.
there.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
every week she pulls out such a solid look.
Yeah, she's
Yes.
never been in the bottom, never been in the top either. She just makes it.
Yes.
And-
And we
Yeah, I
don't know
thought the
her
same
yet.
time.
We've
I thought
gotten
the same
zero
thing.
background on
Yeah.
Sonia.
Know nothing about her. And I think she was the one who mentioned we have to be silly in these
Yes,
crazy moments.
She was.
So it would be nice to learn more about who she is.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because she hasn't
Her
had too much.
aesthetic, you're right. She
Yeah.
has gotten
No, you're right.
zero airtime.
Yeah.
Bravo.
Can we
at,
see more
at
of her,
Bravo
please?
again.
Yes.
I hope you're watching. Anything else?
That's about it.
Yeah.
So we'll see
Good
on
one.
Sonia.
Sonia, Hester.
I was really impressed with Venny and Bishme this week. I felt like I loved how they talked about where they came from and how they've overcome so much to just embrace the fashion dream, and how they have so much to prove, and like these neighborhoods that they're kind of pulling from, and I'm sure they have a big community of people rooting for them at home. So I think they're gonna surprise us.
Yeah.
Because neither of them have really gotten much airtime yet either. So I feel like, you know, don't sleep on the men in this competition.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like fashion is always still, even in 2019, associated with women.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, for them to be men in this competition, oddly, is like almost a disadvantage.
And men of color, too.
Oh, absolutely.
That's
Yeah.
even
We
better.
can't discount that. And yeah, so I'm hoping we get to see them shine some more.
Yes.
I can see that. I
They're
can
on
see
to
that.
good things.
I
feel
guess
it.
we're
Yeah.
going to have to wait, though, a whole week for episode 6.
Yeah.
But I can't wait.
I know.
So, in the meantime, you guys can keep up with all of us on social media, starting with Simone.
Yeah, you guys can follow me at Simone Thomas on all social platforms.
And my friends follow me at Sweet Dreams LA.
And you guys know you can follow me on Instagram at Jessica O'Connor _. And we'll see you next week. Thanks so much.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.